So 2-5 is all about triangles, and the first thing that we're going to talk about are the sum of the three angles of a triangle. Again, as I'm doing this, please make sure that you're playing along in your calculator, and again, pause the video wherever you need to in order to catch up with me. And again, when you're doing it in your calculator, if you get a different answer, just reach out to me. I'm trying to do this all in my head without pulling up a calculator. The videos are long enough already, and I'm trying not to make them any longer than necessary. So if for some reason, if you think I made a mistake, just always reach out, because I'm only human. Chances are I am going to make a mistake at one point. Okay, so the triangle sum theorem. The sum of the degree measure of the angles of any triangle is 180. So if you take in the picture below angle A and add it to the measure of angle B and then add that to the measure of angle C, it has to equal 180. And then in red below that, it says, is the sum theorem of a triangle true for all sizes and classifications of a triangle? And yes, it is. No matter how big or small your triangle is, or if it's an obtuse triangle, an acute triangle, a right triangle, it doesn't matter. All three angles are always going to add up to 180 degrees. And the other piece of information that we're going to use today is triangle exterior angle theorem. And what that says is that the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the two non-adjacent remote interior angles. So what does non-adjacent or remote mean? So if this angle 3 is your exterior angle over here, I know it's already marked off in the picture, but the angle 1 and angle 2 are going to be the non-adjacent or remote angles. Why are they non-adjacent? Adjacent means next to. So if you were next to angle 3, you'd be right there where I'm putting that X. You don't want to be next to it. Those two angles are the ones that aren't next to it. So two angles that do not touch the exterior angle is technically what those are. So two angles that don't touch the exterior angle. Okay. So again, in the picture, angle 1 and angle 2 are your non-adjacent interior angles, and angle 3 is the exterior angle. Therefore, if you took the measure of angle 1 and added it to the measure of angle 2, it would give you that exterior angle number 3. So now we're going to put that into use for our examples here. Okay, so we want to find all the missing angles. So in example 1, there's only one missing angle, so I'm going to call that X. So again, the three interior angles of a triangle have to add up to 180. So I'm going to do X plus 24 plus 37 equals 180. 24 plus 37 should give me an answer of 61. So I'm going to have X plus 61 equals 180. And then subtracting 61 from both sides should give me an answer of 119. So X is going to be 119 for number 1. And that's the only angle that's missing. So that's all you need to do for number 1. For number 2, you want to find this exterior angle right here. Okay, now again, we're going to use that exterior angle theorem that we just spoke about on the previous slide. But realize that you have two angles of the triangle. I technically could find this third triangle right there that I put that blue dot in by adding the three interior angles up to 180. And then the angle 1 and that blue dot would have to be supplementary. Those would also have to equal 180 if I added them together. So you could do it that way, but let's use that exterior angle theorem. So the exterior angle theorem says that, again, the sum of the two remote interior angles, so the ones that are not touching that exterior angle. So if I take 76, 52, add them together, it should give me the, no idea what I'm doing right now. Okay, we're back. So 76 plus the 52 should give us the measure of that angle 1. Okay, and when you add 76 plus 52, I don't know if I just said that right, 76 plus 52, you should get an answer. I don't know why this keeps going in and out. I apologize. I really do. I don't know what I'm touching to make that happen. Okay, you should get an answer of 128 there for number 2. Number 3, now I'm going to have a couple of different things that I need to find. So let's try to do them in the order that they appear here. Let me change my pen color so keep track of everything. Okay, so we'll find angle 1 over here first. So I'm going to concentrate on this left-hand triangle. So that's one missing angle. So I'm going to call that angle X. So if I add X plus 66 plus 84, That should give me an answer of 180. And 66 plus 84 should give me an answer of I don't know what I'm doing here. Should give me an answer of 150. Just when you think you have technology all figured out, I'm supposed to have something called palm recognition, that it's not recognizing my palm, and for some reason it's recognizing my palm right now, which is typical for me. Subtracting 150 from both sides, I should get an answer of 30. So the measure of angle 1 is going to be 30 degrees. All right, so let's find angle 2 and angle 3 now. Okay, let's do angle 3 first, because when I look at angle 2, I can't see a real simple way to find that one right away, but something that jumps out at me about angle 3, if I go to find angle 3 and 84 are going to form a straight line. So if I add them together, they're going to have to equal 180. So if I do, I'll call that angle y. So if I do y plus 84, that has to equal 180. And then when you subtract the 84 from both sides, you should get an answer of 96. And that is the measure of angle 3. Okay, and then last but not least, let's find our angle 2. And 2 now is up here. So now this one was 83. No, it wasn't. It was 96. I lied. Okay, so now I have the another triangle here on the right-hand side that I'll highlight in blue. And those 3 angles, again, need to add up to 180. So how about we call that angle Z? So I'll say Z plus 96 plus 43 has to equal 180. 96 plus 43 should give me an answer of 139. So I'll have Z plus 139 equals 180. And then I'm going to subtract 139 from both sides, and I should get an answer of 41 there. And those are your 3 angles for number 3. Okay, for number 4, again, it doesn't really matter which angle that you find first. There's something that's jumping out at me immediately, and that is that angle 60, the angle that's measured 61, and angle 2 there. Those are vertical angles, and vertical angles are congruent, which means the measure of angle 2 is going to equal 61 degrees because, again, vertical angles are congruent. Okay, it doesn't matter which one we find now. How about we'll do angle 1? And angle 1 is this angle here. So again, if I concentrate just on that top triangle right there, I have one angle that's missing. Let's call angle 1x. So if I take the 3 angles, so I'll take x and 61 and 68, add them all together, and again, all 3 angles have to equal 180. 61 plus 68 should give me an answer of 129. So I'm going to have x plus 129 equals 180, and then I'll subtract 129 from both sides, and that should give me an answer of 51. So 51 will be the measure of your angle 1. And then last but not least, for angle 3, let's do brown. Okay, that one's down here. So now we're going to concentrate on this bottom triangle. And again, that's one angle that's missing out of that triangle. So I'm going to, and again, this right here means that that's 90 degrees. So you have 2 options here. You can add all 3 angles to equal 180, or if you know that this is a right angle, the other 2 angles have to be complementary then. Okay, but we'll stick with the all 3 have to add to 180. So I'll call angle 3 y. So I'm going to do y plus 61 plus 90 has to equal 180. 61 plus 90 is going to give me an answer of 151. So y plus 151 is going to equal 180. And then we'll subtract 51 from both sides, and y should give me an answer of 29 for your angle 3. And for number 5, we have 4 different angles that we need to find here. And up on the top, it says that BC bisects angle ACD. So again, if you trace that angle ACD, that's the angle that's getting bisected. Okay. So again, right away, having just drawn or highlighted that angle in brown, very easily I can find angle 2 and angle 3. This is a right angle here. So if BC is going to cut that in half, that means that angle 2 is going to have to be 45 degrees, because again, half of 90 would be 45, and angle 3 is also going to be 45 degrees for that same reason. So these are both 45. Okay, and we'll pick whichever one we want to do again next. It technically doesn't matter. Let's concentrate on that top triangle. So I'll call angle 1 x again in this case. So I'm going to have x plus 45 plus 48 is going to have to equal 180. Okay, and when I do 45 plus 48, I should get an answer of 93. So x plus 93 is going to equal 180. And subtract 93 from both sides, and x is going to equal 87. Okay, and our last angle, angle 4. Okay, we'll do the same thing on the bottom now. Those 3 angles have to add up to 180 as well. So I'll call that y. So I'll have y plus 45 plus 83, and that's going to have to equal 180. And when you add 45 plus 83, you should get an answer of 128. So y plus 128 should equal 180. And then when you subtract 128 from both sides, you should get an answer of 52. Okay, and then our last slide on our last 3 problems here. Okay, all we have to do is solve for x in this case. They're just a little bit more involved than the ones that are up at the top. Okay, so now we have 3 angles that are all algebraic expressions, but really it's no different. We're just going to take all 3 for this number 6, add them together, set them equal to 180. So I'm going to do 9x plus 3 plus 5x minus 2 plus 11x minus 21 equals 180. This is where you really need to be careful of my math. All right, so 9x and 5x is 14x, and 14x plus 11x is 25x. Positive 3 minus 2 is 1, and 1 minus 21 is going to be a negative 20, and that should give me an answer of 180. I'll add 20 to both sides now, so I'll have 25x equals 200, and then the last thing that we'll do is divide both sides by 25, and x should give me an answer of 8 in number 6. Doesn't ask me to find any of the angle measures, it'll only ask me to find x, so I'm done. For number 7, you don't have the 3 interior angles now. Now you have an exterior angle and again, the 2 remote interior angles. So again, the deal is there that the sum of the 2 remote interior angles, so the sum of A and B is going to have to add up to give you that exterior angle BCD. So let's take 13x minus 11, add our other angle of 4x plus 1, and set that equal to 8x minus 15. I'll combine my like terms on this left-hand side first. So 13x plus 4x is 17x, and negative 11 plus 1 is negative 10. And that will equal 18x minus 15. The next thing that I'm going to do, I like x always to be positive. So I'm going to get rid of the positive 17x on the left-hand side by subtracting 17x from both sides. So that will leave me with negative 10 on the left. 18x minus 17x will give me 1x or just x. So in the end, I'm going to have negative 10 equals x minus 15. Now I have to get rid of the negative 15 that's attached to the x. The opposite of a negative 15 is a positive 15, so we'll add 15 to both sides. And when you add negative 10 plus 15, you should get an answer of 5, and then x is going to equal that 5 in the end. And our last problem for today. In number 8, again, we have the 3 angles of the triangle. And again, all 3 angles have to add up to 180. And again, the fact that this is marked off here means that that is a 90-degree angle. So I will do 5x minus 2 plus 3x plus 4 plus 90 has to equal the 180. And again, let's combine our like terms on the left-hand side. Again, on the left-hand side, you're just doing what the problem is telling you to do. You're not going to opposite sides yet. So I have a 5x and a 3x. That should give me an 8x. And then I have a -2 plus 4, which will give me 2. And then 2 plus 90 should give me a 92. And that's going to make me equal to 180. Okay. And then we're going to subtract 92 from both sides. And 8x is going to equal 88. And when I divide both sides by 8, x should give me an answer of 11. Okay. And that is assuming that all of my math is right, but I am always right. So therefore, x will be 11.